I'm going back a little bit in this week's video, but you all recall a pretty significant debate back in the middle part of May, known very simply as Yanny versus Laurel? Well, if you don't recall, it was a short audio clip that drove listeners crazy, as they could typically only hear one of the two names that are in fact heard simultaneously on the exact same audio track. The two names people hear are either Yanny in a higher pitched tone or the complete opposite sounding name, Laurel, in a much deeper tone. In fact, I'm going to give you a second to listen to the clip yourself and then explain where I'm going with this. Here's that clip.
Laurel, 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 Laurel.
Alright, so which did you hear? Are you on Team Laurel or Team Yanny? Well, in reality, you're correct either way. And this leads me to my point this week. The simplicity of this clip has continued to find its way in the forefront of my mind over and over again throughout this summer. As I've dealt with my wife, my kids, business relationships, colleagues, and clients, the one thing I'm consistently reminded of is that it's not only possible, but happens often where two people can see and hear the exact same thing and yet walk away with a completely different perspective as to what's been heard or seen. The magic of this audio clip is that it's a reminder that there can be differing perspectives that are both equally correct. When you're dealing with your teammates at work, be open to listening to their perspective. When you're dealing with your spouse, realize that you're two different people and likely view the world very differently. But guess what? You both can be right. Instead of seeking to be right, try seeking to hear the other person and consider their perspective and where they're coming from. There's value in that. There's a grace and humility to that which brings health to your relationships. So Jake, what does this have to do with safety? Well, for one, I'd like to keep you from getting killed by your spouse. So there's that. But two, we forget how much of our relationships impact our mindset at work. Depending on where we are in our relationships as the tasks are performed throughout the day, our mindset will ultimately dictate our focus and our ability to keep our minds on our task. If you're dealing with anger, frustration, misunderstandings in your relationships at work, at home, with your kids, or whatever it is, you're far more likely to make mistakes and create scenarios that will in turn cause accidents. This type of discussion isn't something we in the safety community give enough credit to. So realize that we are all coming from different perspectives and there's some truth in each of them. Your job isn't to prove someone else's truth wrong, but rather understand where they might be coming from and then move forward with grace and humility. If you need a fresh reminder, just click play on the Yanny versus Laurel clip and you'll quickly be reminded of this fact. For Summit Safety Group, I'm Jake Wolfenden, and I only want the best for you and your teammates. Have an awesome week.